So I received a fun call this week, one of those calls we like to get, because the call started off with the woman on the other end of the phone call saying this: hey, would you be interested in buying my property management company? Isn't that a great way to start a phone conversation? So we talked for a little bit and we sat down to meet, and I want to walk you through a couple aspects of the conversation. So if you're considering selling your company, these are things to be aware of. If you're considering buying a company, these are things you want to walk in skeptical to determine whether or not the company you're potentially purchasing is a good fit. Now, we've purchased 3 of our competitors in the last number of years, so we've walked through this process several times. Here are a couple things that were red flags for us. Number 1, that company had very, very involved owner clients. Because one of the questions I asked is, tell me about your typical owner. And what I found is a lot of those owners were very involved. They were very involved in the turnover process. They were very involved in the make-ready process. They were very involved in setting of the rents, in dealing with maintenance. I don't like overly involved owner clients. It's not a good structure for long-term ease of business. Question for you: how involved are your owner clients? And we all have some degree of involvement with our owner clients. I get that. But how involved do you want them? The less involved those clients can be, the better it is for your business. The more likely it is that you're going to be able to easily sell your business if you're selling an easy, streamlined, smooth process. So do things like keep your maintenance escrow repair at a high dollar amount. Don't require you to call your owner every time you want to spend $50. That doesn't work well. Keep that number at a high amount. The second thing that wasn't a good fit for us is there just wasn't a lot of income to this company. They had attracted a fair number of clients because they didn't charge a lot of money to these clients. Well, that's fine, but if I'm looking as a buyer to come into that business, I want to be coming in to purchase a company that's making a lot of money. And not only that, but if her company was making a lot of money, I would be willing to pay more for the company. See, profitability isn't just about you. It's not about greed. It's about maximizing the value of your company so that if someday you decide to sell, your company is worth more. So you've got to be aware of income streams coming into the company. It can't just be a management fee. There need to be other ancillary services. But the fact that this company wasn't generating a lot of income didn't make it real attractive to me either. That was a red flag for me. Now, my third red flag was this: the property management company owner who was trying to sell it was very involved in the day-to-day. The tenants and the owners knew this individual very well. They had this individual's cell number. They would call this individual. This individual was not only the face of the company, they were the company. What that means is if I'm going to buy that company and that individual steps out, there's a big void there. And a lot of those clients just aren't going to like me as much as they liked her for whatever reason. I know, it's hard to imagine, but it's true. They won't, because they're not going to like the fact that I may not answer the phone call at 10 p.m. on a Saturday night, where she was doing those types of things. She was very, very involved in the day-to-day. Now, if you have a smaller company, I get that. The company is you, and you have to do those types of things. But if you're getting ready to sell, as much as possible, you want to remove yourself from being the key person in the organization. When any company is being for sale, bought or sold, there's this concept called key man discount. Key man discount. And the idea is the more key man or woman the main person is, the more of a discount the buyer is going to expect. Because if that person moves, leaves, or doesn't come along, suddenly now there's a problem for the company. So you don't want any key person, more than has to be, in place for your company. Number 4, lack of consistency. Business systems. Some owners like to be called in advance of everything, and they were doing that. Other clients or owners didn't need to be called, and that's fine. Other clients had a list of particular vendors they wanted used on their properties, and they did that. Other clients wanted their mortgage payments paid, and they did that. But there was no rhyme or reason. It was very, very sporadic as far as the things being done on a property by property basis or owner by owner basis. You need to have consistency in your business, which is systems, and if you don't, it decreases the value of your business. Now, the 5th thing, the management agreements weren't assignable. Oh, this is huge. This is huge. You want to make sure that your management agreement is assignable, meaning she could potentially, if it were assignable, she could simply send an email off to her owner client informing them, notifying them that this management agreement is hereby assigned from such and such company to Grace Property Management. That's it. That's all we would need to make the transaction legally happen. They don't have to agree to it. They don't have to like it. It's assigned to me. Now, they could still leave if they wanted to leave. I get that. But the fact that these things were not assignable, makes it challenging to get the transaction done no matter how bad we want to get the transaction done. Another thing to consider, if you're buying a company, you probably just want to buy the assets of the company. You want to buy the management agreements. You don't want to buy the company itself, the company name, because if you do that, you're buying any past potential liability or litigation that may chase it down. So you want that company to kind of close up, and you want those management agreements assigned over to you. So if your management agreement now is not assignable, make that change, because it will make the value of your business that much stronger. And last, the management agreement was on an annual renewal. That means if we wanted to make changes, we couldn't do this at least until the annual term came up. Now, I know most management agreements are annual management agreements. Ours are not. We don't like management agreements to be more than month to month. If you don't know why, go back, watch the video we have on why we believe month-to-month management agreements are in our benefit as well as the client's benefit. But this made it very, very hard for us to make changes. So after a long conversation, and she's a great woman, she runs a good company, she works hard, she's been doing this, and nothing but positive things to say about her efforts in the company, but probably not a good fit for what we want. And it's hard to walk away from those types of things, because it's exciting to think that you can potentially purchase another property management company. It's an exciting thing to do, but it's got to work. If you step in to purchase a company and it's not a smooth transition, it's going to be an anchor around your leg. So watch out for those. And when you're ready to sell, make sure that you are structured to sell properly and profitably when that time comes.